Please go to the police station and like one of the old movies where someone tells someone behind that glass thing, be like, I cummed in your ranch, and then leave them.
Betwixt the ruby seas, deep in the eye of the storm, a bastion of beef and hope lies nestled in the sand. 4 men almost lost to the deep now find tranquility within its walls. And now they're inviting you in for a tale unlike anything you've ever heard before.
SkinemaSins, where
For
we
SkinemaSins?
well, yeah, but we point out, yes, exactly. We point out the flaws in porn.
His penis is small.
Well,
Ding!
this lady's supposed to be this guy's stepdaughter, but to be honest, they don't seem very close.
She seems Latina and... Wait, I just remember what a stepdaughter is.
He didn't come hard enough. Ding!
They focused on the reverse groin shot for too long.
He missed the money shot.
I hate that.
He was aiming at her forehead, but hit the wall.
He
What a
stood
bitch.
too far back from the cum shot and it just drizzled on the floor.
This one jump scared me. Ding! This one lacked Fred the Pussy Monster.
I still want James to find that jump scare porn. I really want him to find that jump scare porn.
I can. I remember who did it.
Fuck yes.
James, that's gonna be your homework. You got it. You have to find the jump scare porn. I really want to see this, and we'll watch it and we'll put it on Patreon.
First one to come. Yes.
We're all completely naked.
All I can imagine is coming and then like the jump scare happening and my dick vacuuming all the cum back in out of fear.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
like a
snuffle up
fucking
against
like the cartoons where someone's excited to go to the beach and they like dive in, touch the water, and it's cold, and it's like, oh, and they go backwards.
oh, yeah, literally like that. When I came back from the big Sydney, I was feeling a bit under the weather, as you can probably tell from my...
Famous for finding Nemo.
I was actually, yeah, I found
and
Nemo there.
named Sydney.
He's dead. But I was feeling a bit under the weather, and you know, every time you get sick these days, it's like, well, this is it. I finally got Jovid. It's taken 3
I'm
years.
dead.
You know, but because I wasn't exactly like Sydney and Melbourne are both places that have just given up trying to like be safe. So like, no one wears masks anywhere. The numbers are like consistently around like 6 to 10,000 a day or whatever the fuck. So it's like, okay, it's very reasonable if you're sick. You probably have it.
Right.
And I got this text, and this text just says, you've been in recent contact with someone who has contracted the Omicron variant. You need to order a PCR test kit via. And I
You
was
need to
like,
order a pizza.
yeah, you need to order
I
a
thought you were
pizza
gonna
via
say.
pizzahut.com.
The one.
But I was like, fully like, oh yeah, I guess I have. But then I had to think for a second. I was like, I haven't checked in anywhere because you don't have to do that anymore. This doesn't mention my name anywhere, and it doesn't mention the place I've been to. But the real linchpin of this whole thing was
following you around.
The URL says the website I have to go to order the test kit is servicetestkit.gov.au.com. Not .gov.au like most government websites are.
Right.
All one word, servicetestkit.gov.au.com.
That's a
What the
sneaky
fuck?
one.
Which it like if
That's
you
a
didn't
really
know,
sneaky one.
Is that legal though? Like
that's
most
very
spam is
illegal.
legal, but that's definitely
that's like
illegal.
impersonating government whatever the fuck. Because yeah,
Right.
if you didn't know that, because I think .gov is like reserved for government agencies, nobody else can use that. Like
Right.
get that URL. So if you saw that
Yeah.
and didn't realize like it has to be .gov, you like I
Yeah.
could fully
Yeah.
see some boomers falling for that in order.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
that one got so many Facebook users.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
All of
scary
them
stuff,
fell
man.
for
you,
that.
You got to be on your fucking foreskin, like, because that one tripped me
That's
up because I was like, I do feel sick. Or maybe I do have Omicron.
But what if that was just like contributing to your hypochondria? Like you were completely fine before you read the
yeah,
text,
yeah.
and then you just like you just transformed
I
into
can't
fucking
taste
SpongeBob with the
anything.
suds.
Or the lemon juice in my mouth. Look.
Being convinced
You
for like
throw
2
up on
months you can't
contact.
taste anything because of a spam text.
Yeah.
I swear, guys, I
Babe,
can't taste
I just got a
anything.
text from
It's
the
the
government.
placenta effect.
It says you need to rub your pussy on my forehead to cure me.
Please.
Babe, I don't
Crazy,
make
the
the
only
noise.
thing I can taste right is
balance
pussy.
will your pussy's pH balance will suck out the Omicron, bro.
the Omicron.
I mean, it's like a
The
child.
Omicron.
Joe Byron gets on the stage and he's like, "We are ravaged by Omicron."
Everybody start eating pussy. Ow.
So only
If you don't eat
go.
pussy, you ain't black.
What? Wait, what?
That was
Joe
a very
Biden
like
say
obscure
5
throwback.
layers of memes deep on that one. Yeah, when Joe Biden
Keep
was like,
up.
if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
You ain't black.
Oh.
You don't eat pussy. You ain't black.
That's his new campaign platform.
That could be applied to, like, can you imagine? All right, let's just make up a world here for a second. All right,
Okay.
imagine if a company,
What are we naming it?
We'll call it a Omicron land.
Okay.
Imagine a world where that was just a tagline that could be used. Like, all right, let's say you go to you're watching TV and a commercial for Burger King comes on, and they're like, "New cheesy tots. If you ain't cheesing, you ain't black."
I think I'd be more concerned with how likely would it be to have two planets that evolved sentient life, and they both had a burger chain named Burger King, though.
Statistically possible.
Why did, how did?
I mean,
I
if you go
guess.
for the infinite, if you go for the infinite universes theory, there's every possible
yeah.
outcome
That's
ever
true.
perceived.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, if you
that or
don't
it's
sub to
kinda like,
BeefBoys, you ain't black.
you ain't black. Yo, that's our tagline.
Yeah, we're gonna update
That in the
update
about
our-
section.
Yeah, we'll put that on our banner.
Well, honestly,
Yeah.
because we talked about this on Thought Cops, that Burger King tweet about like women belong in the kitchen. I honestly reckon like there's some establishment that's one bad day away from tweeting something like that.
Like a KFC chicken wing fist.
Apparently that
Oh
was
my
fake,
God.
but let's pretend that
Was
was
it?
real.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh,
That's
man.
yeah, that wasn't real.
Wait, was that not real? Are you
No,
kidding me?
No.
No, that wasn't.
I
Don't
don't
get me
think
wrong,
so.
there was a lot of really dumb corporate shit that came out during like the George Floyd stuff, but that was unfortunately
Right.
not real. But you know what?
Damn.
If
I mean,
you think it's real, then the damage to KFC's brand
Well,
is just as
Here's
valid.
the thing. KFC, in my mind, I see their social media presence is just like they just throw shit at the wall, like they don't even care. Like a few years ago,
Yeah,
I screenshotted it back in like 2016 before they deleted it. But it was like a picture of like this dude, and he's like on a couch. I'll put it up here, but he's on the couch, he's chilling, and then like there's like a chicken bucket in his lap, and like a chick is like reaching for it, but they put a sensor over it to make it look like she's giving him a hand job. Like it's like an official fucking KFC advertising, bro.
Yeah.
They made a
I wouldn't
Lifetime
be
movie.
surprised if they.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like KFC, McDonald's, Wendy's, all these companies are very like irreverent, fucking I don't know,
Yeah.
stupid
Secret
and lame
ingredient
marketing.
is
But
fun.
it is
Right.
it catches people. Subway does not. Subway fucking sucks when it comes to like
They had the
viral
best marketing
marketing.
ever. Come on,
They
had
don't
a
need
fucking-
it, bruh.
They had a dude
They got
touch children
pedophile.
and put
Yeah.
fucking lamps
A
in them and
pedophile.
watch
It's
it.
like the
been
biggest
coasting
scandal
off
in
that
fast
for
food
years.
history.
Exactly.
The woman's pussy lips melding together because of hot coffee at McDonald's had nothing on Jared Fogle,
Had
bro.
nothing.
Subway's also the biggest food corporation of any kind in the entire world.
Wait, is
So-
that real?
Let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
they're fucking. They have double the franchises as McDonald's does. They're like
Yeah.
they're way fucking bigger worldwide.
the Fogel effect.
I went to Chipotle 3 weeks ago to the day. This is like the millionth Chipotle story I've told on this podcast. It's
I know,
unbelievable.
We
It's
need to do
different
a
world,
pilgrimage
this
to
Chipotle
James'
you go to.
fucking
You
battleground
need to
of
go
a
to- we should-
Chipotle.
yo, Florida
we should just
Chipotle.
go film it.
If they looked up
Yeah.
like all the Florida men situations, they would find out that they ate Chipotle within the last 24 hours.
Right. Yeah.
So
Putting something in their fucking lettuce.
I don't eat lettuce, bro. That's for fucking nerds. You ain't
It's
black
for
unless you don't eat
rabbits.
lettuce. So I went, I went to Chipotle, and I ordered ahead or whatever, but it was like 9 o'clock at night. For some reason, they didn't like make it, so I just had to wait. It was weird. There's no one in
They
there.
see the
read your
docket
name,
come
they're
in
like,
and they're just like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, they just didn't make it. I don't know. There was no one
The
in there.
chef
I
was
don't know
like,
how that
nah,
got through.
this is it. I'm calling it here.
So I
He
basically
takes
just
his
had
pick
to,
and wipes his ass.
wait, and I'm waiting, and then this like 5'0" girl that's like 82 pounds like comes out, and she's holding these giant gallon things of ice, which they're just like gallon or 5-gallon drums with like the thing cut off, and it's just full of ice, and she's going to like dump them in the iced tea machine or some shit, and this like absolute pest of a human being walks into the store. He's like 35, bald, and like has like hipster looking glasses, and like looks like he plays basketball with 17-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like he seemed like a nice enough guy, but it's just this specific kind of guy that like he goes to high school parties and is still like, oh, this is fucking this is lit, right,
Yeah.
boys?
You
And
guys
he's
like
doing
wears a
12 and he's
a red
80.
tie and a snapback.
Everybody gather around for this TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys like Drake?
You ain't black unless you like
So she's like, this ice must weigh as much as hers, 10 gallons of ice, like
Right.
she's carrying. she'd be struggling. She'd fucking waddle into the iced tea machine. And this dude walks in. I had so much for this story, like when it first happened, but it's like 3 weeks ago, so I can't remember as much. But he walks over to her and he's like, man, you've been working out. They don't, I thought at first they knew each other. And she was like, huh? And like kept walking to the thing. Which is where you think it would stop, right? This girl's like 17 too. Like this isn't like they're not on an age. She's like 20. I'm not implying that he's a pedophile. I don't think he was. Right. But obviously a lot younger.
You never know. You never know.
So he was a fucking pedophile.
His name is. So she.
Sex.
God, your brain
That's what happened on his brain when he looked at it and saw her.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. She like walks over and he says that and she's like, bruh. She's just going to dump this thing and she starts to lift it. Like it's fucking heavy. Like it's I mean, it's the same volume as if you just had water in it. So like those things are like 40, 50 pounds and that's half her fucking body weight. So she's going to lift it and she's like, ah, like it's like fucking, it's like a bodybuilding competition. He reaches to pull up her sleeve. Well, he doesn't reach to pull up her sleeve. He does. And pulls up her sleeve. He's like, damn. I didn't think you'd be able to lift that.
Fuck?
And I'm like shaking with like cringe. I'm about to like run out the door and let them have my money. Like I'm so fucking uncomfortable.
Just like,
And she.
That is like, I want to rip off my own fingernails right now.
Yeah, no, that's the worst thing I've ever heard, James.
I'm like digging trenches into my knees with my nails. It's like
Jesus
fucking.
Christ.
So and then he like pokes her muscle and she's like one of those girls who I guess are too nice to like defend themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So like,
was he like this to her?
So, and then this is when I realized they didn't I thought they knew each other up until this point. So like this would be when I wanted to run out of the store screaming. But he like pokes her muscles or whatever, and he's like rock solid, and she's like, yeah, I lift ice all day. Like she's like shutting down. So I'm like waiting for this order, and everyone are like they're making it. So I kind of like cut in, and I'm like, hey, would you mind like checking on my order? I've been here for like 10 minutes. So I like pretend like I'm giving her a hard time or whatever, but I'm trying to get her out of this situation. Yeah. So she's just like, oh yeah, no problem. She puts the ice down and just like walks away. And then this dude starts like fiddling with the ice like he's gonna do her job for her. And then she kind of like snaps her head back and looks at him. And he like stops and he kind of just like goes on his phone. I think he was like a DoorDash driver. Like it wasn't even his food.
Oh, okay.
And like he's waiting and
he's holding ice.
Yeah, I don't know. Her coworkers were taking like fucking like it took probably 15 minutes for me to get my food from there. Yeah, and I'd already been there for like 5 minutes. And then if I'm not getting my food, this guy's not getting his food. So like he's gonna be there, like he's here this whole time. So for the next 15 minutes, she keeps coming out to like give me updates or something because I guess there's something going wrong and like she feels bad that I'm not getting my food. But with coming out, she has to go face to face with this goober again. So like every time she comes out, like as soon as she rounds the corner from the back of the kitchen, she like locks eyes with me and starts talking and like avoids all eye contact with this dude who's like standing in front of me, like blocking my vision. And every time she comes out, he
trying to be
looks up from his
sexier,
phone
like...
and he like tracks her trying to get her eyes and she won't give him any. And then he kind of goes back. But it's like he never lost any.
Hey,
like
babe,
it was
look at me.
Just the most like not even unself-aware, like just someone with so little pride or self-respect that they'll just they have no problem embarrassing themselves until like they get what they want or leave basically. But at the same time, he didn't have like rapey energy or anything like that. It was just like a guy who really was trying to make his move here. And it's like, any men watching, bruh, it's cool to like hit on girls that you think are hot or whatever, but not when they're in a situation where they can't leave. Like at their job, like if they're drunk or anything, like if they're at a restaurant next to you at a table, like if they can't leave or some shit, like leave them alone.
Like shooting your shot is not a bad thing to do, but you know, you can't shoot your shot at someone who can't leave.
Exactly. Like if you think you got a shot with a girl at a bar, talk her up. But like, like if she's working, leave her alone, bro. That's so unfair and uncomfortable. Instead and you look like a freak.
Yeah, and we will talk about you on the podcast.
Hey, listen, I I met my girlfriend
Hey, baby.
at GameStop where she was working.
Oh, you piece of shit.
You
fucking pedophile.
Listen,
you sex pest.
I think I did the right thing. Okay, I slipped her a note. You know, I wasn't
called
like
me in the back
overly-
room and put
No,
both
that's
hands.
fine.
I slipped her a note and I walked out.
Yeah, no, that's the cute way to do it.
Hey, babe, look at me.
Do you like
you
Pikmin
don't-
2?
Will you? You don't even leave your phone number. It's just like, hey, do you like me? Y or N?
And then you wait for.
She has to wait till San Andreas comes out in 2 years for you to show back up, and she's got it ready in her back pocket.
Right. Yeah.
You give her that note, and then you wait in the underground car park next to her car. and
I tell her, if you don't date me, you ain't black.
Bruh.
If you did use that on someone and they thought it was funny, though, that would be
Right.
That'd be a keeper.
Wait, what? Waiting by their car, or if you don't date me?
No, the second.
No, the Joe Biden tagline.
If I use that on Emily, that'd be the funniest fucking thing ever.
Yeah. But they would have to know the reference, or else it would be like,
That's true. Yeah.
I'm
Especially if
reporting
they're not
you to
black.
the police.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's the first note you send. Have you seen Joe Byron?
The movie.
So wait a minute.
Like you give them a YouTube URL, they have to type in case sensitive.
So Sabrina has worked at a GameStop too?
You didn't know that?
Oh, I think I just forgot. Yeah, no, because Courtney worked at one. I don't know if her and Courtney
So did
talked
Doplex.
about GameStop shit, because Courtney's
we're all
told many
GameStop
stories
workers.
about how the two types of people, you get three types of people. You get people who treat you like a person, the rarest Sigma
The
male.
rarest gamer.
Right.
And then you get
Yeah.
dudes who don't think that she knows anything about video games because, vagina. And then the third
Pedophile
one is
gaming.
pedophile gaming. And then the third one is
It's Doplex.
I'm going to hit on this
It's
person
me.
and be really
It's literally
uncomfortable about it for a
Doplex.
while.
It's
Yeah.
me.
And they usually stink.
You know-
Number
Exactly.
three usually have some strong BS.
Again, Doplex.
Yeah.
Right. It's funny because I've never been a creep in my life. Like that's never been like
Or a weirdo.
Because I'd like to think of myself as someone who's pretty self-aware, right? Like
What
I
the
never
hell
want
are
to
you
be a
doing
creep.
here?
And hold on, hear me out. But in that
No,
instance,
you didn't get it. Never mind.
that was like that was like one of those moments where I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll be a creep.
The
and
threads
hey,
of fate.
it worked out. We've been together almost
Pulled you
10 years.
the weight of
Almost
it.
9
Yeah.
years. So
So what we're saying is 50% of the time, if you hit on the girl at
You could be
GameStop,
a
it's
creep.
gonna work.
You could be a little bit of a creep. Yeah.
You should
Well,
go on.
90,
You should do that.
90%.
Well,
Yeah.
Doplex has a 100% success rate. Courtney's probably
No, but leaving
lowered that
them a
little bit.
note and leaving and giving them all of the power is
Right.
different. Like that's
It's
okay.
definitely
If you
a lot
want to do
better.
that, go for it. It probably
Did
won't
you
work. Doplex has
did
a
the note
certain
just-
machismo to him that made
It's
that
this
work.
face.
Yeah. Wait, Doplex, did Sabrina hire you at GameStop?
That's what the note said. Will you go out with me? Also, can I have a job?
Can I have your job? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did replace her because like when she quit, like I was we were friends with
okay.
her boss. Her boss
You
was
didn't,
like a
get
cool
her
dude.
fired.
Is he the one that sued you for M&Ms?
No. This is way after he left.
Call back to episode 2.
No, like when she quit, like I was like, hey, I'll work at I've always wanted to work at GameStop, and he's like, okay. And I just literally just gave me the job.
It's been a lifelong dream to work.
Did you get hit on while you're working at GameStop?
Did I get hit on?
Is that
Did
when
you
had
get a
to bend
taste of your
over
own
for money?
medicine?
I want to say yes, but like I barely remember most of my time at GameStop outside of like the shitty times I had.
I want to
Like-
know a gamer girl that comes into GameStop and hits on a guy. Like I
All
want to know
gamer
what
boys.
that
just
looks like.
big dicks it.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
what's up, baby?
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, nah, I don't want to say it. It's gonna sound really crass. But
Say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. You know, out of respect for women,
Out of respect for all women everywhere.
out of respect for the female kind, I'm not gonna talk about the
Well, let me-
cliche
Courtney, cut it.
comes in. And it's like, hey,
Bleep
What's
every
good?
part of that, but then like leaving the breaths he takes in between each of those adjectives. I'd never worked at an EB Games, which is our GameStop, but I have had experiences going in and seeing the people that the staff have to deal with. Like one time I went in there and I don't know how a human could make this smell with their body, but one time I walked in once and it smelled like a bin of rotting meat exploded. And I was like, what the fuck?
oh, Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you could. Like, there's just smelling bad.
There was doodle feces thrown all over the walls.
Just like going around like
supposed to be that loud?
Dusting shit everywhere. I honestly.
I know what you're
don't know how
talking
someone
about
do
though,
that.
because GameStops aren't very big, and it just takes like one person, and you walk in, you're like, how?
Yeah,
how? Do you
how?
not notice?
How?
Yeah.
How is this physically possible?
It is pretty funny how that stereotype is like often fulfilled. Like it shouldn't be, because like typically that's just like a cartoonish stereotype. You know what I mean?
Well,
but like yes,
dude, my Magic. In my Magic the Gathering video, I did do a lot of smell like Magic players stink jokes. I probably lent into it too much. I will take that criticism. But it's funny how many Magic players got mad at me for doing those jokes. Just like,
I take a shower once a week, I'll have you know.
I'm fresh showered as of 6 days ago.
I don't use soap, because I
shower
believe
every
it's
day,
bad
your
for you.
skin gets bad.
Good to have the natural oils in your hair.
I'd rather smell bad than have cracked skin, you idiot.
Yeah.
Listen, my acne is just part of my personality now. So if I got rid of that, then who am I?
So those people who say that like working out like makes your joints bad in later life or whatever. Like, have you seen those? The people who are like gym bros are actually more unhealthy than if you just didn't work out. It's like, all right.
The arms are fragile because they've been lifting stuff all day. Me, on the other hand,
it's a stereotype for a reason. I feel like people should address
pounds of pure health.
This is all broccoli. Yeah. I don't know.
I stored it up for retirement.
I don't have to eat from age 70 onwards. I'm sick. No, it's a weird one. I feel like people should be free to critique the smells of your hobby comrades, because it's not pleasant for anyone.
Hey, it's only because we care, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's done out of love.
You care.
Yeah.
You know?
Sort of.
Sometimes it's like sometimes you can tell though, like which ones. Like I always feel bad for the ones that it doesn't seem like they can help it, even though you definitely could help it. But there's like some people where it's like I know this man is embarrassed right now, but then there's just absolute units who like don't care whatsoever about smelling.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're assaulting me right now. All right.
Well,
I heard. I have go ahead, Doplex.
Well, I also have a talking point.
Talking point, King.
Actually, James, what were you gonna say? I'm keen to hear what you were gonna say.
I went to Target. This one's
you were gonna
quick.
toss it up.
You think I talk? Bam! All right. I went to Target yesterday.
I thought he was about to hit us with a Rip Brian.
Brian.
Win Brian.
I went to Target yesterday. This story is so short. I'm trying to think of how to make it longer, but it's like not possible.
Just I like to imagine that's where it ends. It's just, I went to Target yesterday.
I went to Target.
Good story, James. Thank you.
I got out of the car, and I was walking into Target, and this old couple walks out, and the old guy like is walking with his wife, and he just looks at me as I walk by, just like, Blue, and he looks at his wife, and he just starts laughing, and I feel like
because your hair?
Yeah, because of my hair. And I feel like he was obviously trying to like make me feel bad, or maybe he wasn't, but it seemed that way. But it was like I got so much power out of an old person thinking I was like out of an old person thinking I made a dumb decision. I was like, this decision was double lit. Like I had like a new swagger walking in. It's like if old people don't fuck with how you look, you're doing it.
You're doing something
like
right.
That's right. I'm blue.
But he straight up just
I'm blue,
and like looked at his wife, and I was like, what? How is it that amusing?
That's his whole commentary on the situation.
Yeah,
it was fucking crazy. It's like
he's like a toddler.
The first person that dyed their hair.
Yeah, dude, it's so old people like not having a grip on like just
colors.
Styles. It's always so funny. Like I remember when I was in high school, I was walking down a sidewalk, and like I had long hair. I was a little seen. And I was walking down the road, and like there's this old guy. He was like a jogger. He was like jogging, and I was like, I was gonna be nice because I want to get out of his way because he was jogging towards me.
Yeah.
So I step out of his way. Like I step off the sidewalk onto the street. And I kind of give him like a smile. Like, I'm being nice. Yeah. Dude pushes me to the floor. He pushes me to the floor and calls me an F slur. And then he takes off running.
And then he goes to your mom's pizza shop and he sits down and
was that guy?
Oh, full circle.
I don't even know what episode that is.
Yeah, I don't remember what episode that is
obscure.
either. That's an old one.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah,
and then you start doing the Bully Maguire walk.
Yeah.
God, you've really encountered some unnecessarily aggressive people.
LA is
the dude was like 70 years old. He was like wearing like one of the skin tight like tracksuits. I think he was just feeling his oats. He's like, I'm gonna go bully a little gay kid later. And then he, like, sees me.
I love that you can like
Perfect.
I love that you can do that. You can go out and like push someone who you think is gay to the ground and call them a slur and be like, I'm in the right. What I'm doing. I'm helping society. Yeah.
I honestly think it's because I smiled at him. Like I was just being nice. Just kind of like it just.
He got scared.
Yeah, like
he's like,
hello.
One of those. He's hitting on me. This is self-defense. Fat. You know, like, I think that was his reason. But yeah, old people piss me off. I hate them. They should all die.
Yeah.
Speaking of Target,
I
did want to talk about when I was. I was saying when I was probably like between 8, 9, or 10 years old. I used to steal a lot from Target. That was like it was something that I used to do, and I stole a lot of video games.
Doplex leveled up so fast. Like that's usually level 15 shit, but this man at level 10, he's got the skills.
Yeah. I was. It was all because I met some like shitty little kid who was already shitty, so he turned me into a shitty little kid.
Yeah,
and it was a whole thing. But like
that's my biggest fear about having kids is that you can be the best parent, but if they just fall in with like the wrong crowd, like I know so many people who are like they weren't like fucking Einstein, but they were like pretty normal, middle of the range kids doing okay at school, and they just meet the wrong group. And then they're just fucking, they're in prison now. It's like, that can just fucking happen. How you got out of that, I don't know. I'm glad you did that.
It literally, it takes one, because like, it all started with, his name was Tyler. It all started with
fucking Tyler.
Teaching me, he taught me what a boner was, not like physically, he taught me what the word was, because we saw a sticker. There was a sticker on a street light that said boner on it. And I remember we were riding our bikes and I was like, yo, what does that mean? What's a boner? He's like, oh, that's when your penis gets hard. And then he started teaching me slurs, or not slurs, fucking bad words, like cuss words. Like fuck, shit, bitch, all the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
fast forward. Yeah. Fast forward, we are riding our fucking BMX bikes to fucking freeway on-ramps, bro, and like playing dodge the cars on freeways. We're fucking like 8 or 9 years old. It literally takes one shitty kid to fucking poison the well.
What city was this?
This was in Mira Mesa, San Diego, California. Tyler's probably dead by now.
If conservatives are right about one thing, California is a hellhole. I hope that shit got to break off soon, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wrote in the talking points about how I groomed this child into helping me steal, and I use that terminology just because it's funny. But so I was like,
that's what 8, 9, or 10. Said I do funny.
Wait, so Tyler groomed you, and then you're saying you groomed someone else?
Yeah. So my older friend's little brother, who was like 2 years younger than me, we used to all the three of us would ride our bikes. We'd go to like the shopping center. And we like devised this plan to like steal video games from Target, right? So like since
the ultimate heist.
So since my friend's little brother, he was like smaller, pretty much I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna grab the game. You're gonna like create a distraction in the middle of Target. So you're gonna start like screaming, or like just the fact that like like a little fucking kids like devising this whole plan just to steal a copy of Twisted Metal Black for the PS2.
Ocean's 8.
I don't.
Did they even have the discs in the boxes back then?
Yeah, they did. This is like before they actually. Like they would put like the little sticker tag things on. This is all in Minecraft, by the way. But they put little sticker tag things on them, and I would just like go into a little pants section and like rip it off, and we'd leave. The story isn't anywhere near as interesting as I thought it was going to be, but I think it was at the time I had it in my head a lot more interesting than it initially was.
Now the Doplex lore continues to grow.
So, did you get away with it?
How did the heist
Did you do it more?
Play by play.
Oh yeah, no. Me and we did it like every day.
Did you ever do it for? Did you ever sell the games?
No, it was mainly just to build my PS2 collection.
Wait, so
did your mum not
You don't
ask
have
why
any of
you
the
had
games?
10 more games than she bought you?
Oh, actually, no, hold on. Kudos, you just reminded me. My point of this story was the little kid in question, his mom caught us doing it because she was at Target.
Oh.
And
Whoa.
she told me, she said like, because she's like, you're corrupting my child, basically.
Corrupt
and she's
the
like,
child.
He's fucking.
and she's like, I'm gonna tell
spasming
your
in the
mom.
corner.
Like, yeah, she was like, if you don't tell your mom, I'm gonna tell your mom, and I'm gonna tell her all the games that you've been stealing because. Courtney bleep that has been telling me all the games that you guys have been stealing. So this whole time he was working as like a double agent, basically working against me,
Hater.
telling her
What?
everything.
Damn.
what a
So-
bitch.
But in the long
Yeah,
run,
so
kind of helped you break out of that.
Did she like
Dark
tell
period.
Target on you, like, and make you
No,
like
no.
return the games? That's okay. Then.
Well, no, that was yeah. She was like, you got to tell your mom, or I'm gonna tell your mom and get you in trouble. I never told my mom, and then I just told her I did.
That's
But,
epic,
I
bro.
like
So
she
wait-
didn't even cross reference. She's like, okay, a little shitty kid who steals from Target. He probably told his
Right.
mum.
He's gonna
I
tell
trust
her.
his
He
word.
sure held
Yeah.
up his end of the bargain. So wait a minute,
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
doing this every day, and none of the Target employees ever catch on to like, this one kid keeps having a meltdown in the middle of Target. I don't
He's
know,
having
like,
a seizure in the candy section. What's happening? No, surprisingly, I think they just didn't get paid enough to care.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is like,
that's-
yeah,
I like
fucking
to-
whatever.
I like to imagine that kid just like screaming and crying in the middle of the floor, and like behind them, out of focus, is Doplex with an arcade cabinet on his shoulder, just like running out of the store.
That's awesome. I can't believe they just kept the
Good.
fucking whole
That shit
games
was
on the
epic.
shelves. Like, no one will steal
Yeah.
this small, lightweight item.
Yeah, and then they started doing the plastic cases, so we had to get smarter. But
Yeah.
that's a little.
We started
little
really
tidbit of
hurting him.
my thievery.
Then they couldn't ignore him.
Yeah,
He was gushing
shoot,
blood
I'd
in the
stab
middle
him in the
of
leg every time.
screeching.
Go bleed
Gone
out
wrong,
in the women's.
24-hour challenge.
By the
We had-
fifth day, he was in a full body cast. it was quite the sight.
Did you guys ever have the kids who would like show up to school who had like stolen a bunch of candy and stuff from like, a Target or a place like Target, and they'd just sell it to you for an incredible discount?
Oh,
Yes.
No.
That was sick.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just not gonna ask where you got
Oh,
this.
no.
I'm gonna get this king-sized block of chocolate for $2 and be happy.
Yeah.
So I had the opposite, where a guy on the football team would steal, and he was like the best player on the team. Like, he's like one of the only dudes that went D1. He would steal. Literally, he would just walk into a convenience store and take the box. You know how they rip the top off the box and all? He would take the whole box because
This
he would
is
have it
mine
in his
now.
backpack. And like, he would sell Gatorade protein bars, which were so good, but they were like, it was like 20 grams of protein and 40 grams of sugar, so they're not good for you at all.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and he would sell, if you went to the store, they'd be $1.50. He'd sell them for you for $5 fucking, and people would buy them every day because like it's like
guess the
after
convenience.
practice, it's like you're
Yeah.
dying for food. So it's he would just like
Right.
Yeah.
the best
That's
kid
a
on the team
hustle.
would just open up his
hustle.
backpack and be like, Gatorade bar, and people would, especially underclassmen, because they like feared him, would just give
Right.
him their lunch
Yeah.
money for one Gatorade Gatorade protein bar.
They'd probably be like, maybe this is his secret for why he's so good.
Yeah, and then he started stealing like the Gatorade chews or whatever that are supposed to give you like extra energy, but they're just
Gatorade
gummy worms.
Oh yeah.
And he would
Right,
he would
yeah.
sell you like a gummy. He would sell you a gummy for $1. Like
Fuck,
a
that's a
Starburst,
rip.
like one
Yeah.
Starburst or some shit. Like
Yeah.
That's
it's
crazy.
He's
crazy.
getting ahead of the
That's a
hustle.
hustle, man. That kid's got initiative.
Yeah.
And the coaches
That
like
is- that is a
supported
straight
him.
hustle.
They were like, "Hey, you guys would need anything to eat after practice?"
Love to see the
just don't
entrepreneurial
ask where you go.
spirit in you, son.
Yeah, it was fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Fuck, that's funny.
Built like a little stand. That's epic. Fuck yeah.
Oh, I had
like
another
a
I had another
cardboard
story.
sign after practice, just like he's sitting behind this little stand with a shitty Sharpie cardboard stand, like $5 for
Yeah.
Gatorade Chewy.
Not stolen food.
Yeah. Completely legal food, $5.
I was driving back from the gym the
What
other
the
day,
fuck?
and I stopped at a stoplight.
Yeah.
That's good.
As you,
Following the law.
that's you should do that. That's the most legal thing that's been
That's very-
mentioned in the
that's
last
true.
20 minutes.
Nice.
And I was
That's
waiting
okay.
to make a left.
In Florida.
Let me really tell
That
you.
is that's what a left sounds like.
Yeah. I was waiting to make a left, and the divider for the road. So I'm like next to the divider for the road because it's like a 4-lane highway or whatever. And there's like a homeless person with like a sign like going up and down the cars. Like you know, they just walk up and down the cars when they stop at the stoplight and see if anyone will open their window. So
loud.
That jump scared me.
I didn't know that she was there, this woman. And
James,
she was a woman.
I always give. I always give him money.
Was she hot?
Change in my car. Just whenever I get change, I put it there. I'm like, whenever a homeless person wants it, bam. Obviously, you don't like want change. You'd rather get $1, I guess, just because like change is becoming more and more irrelevant. But. That's all I got. So, but I didn't know she was there. So I'm sitting there. I'm listening to fucking Chucky and the Giant Tortoise by Dance Gavin Dance. Arm out the window. I'm pumped. I just got off like a fucking crazy chest day. I'm chilling. And then I feel someone touch my arm, and I'm like, the first thing I thought of was when my dad saw a guy get his arm cut off for a Rolex in New York, and I was like, bro, my arm got. But then I looked over, and it was just. But I'm like jamming, and then I get touched. I'm like, and then I look over, and she's like. And she like holds up the sign and she like holds up the sign. So like I go to start reaching for coins or something, and then the light turns green, which is just the worst when that happens. It's so fucking uncomfortable. But it's like, do I give this person money or do I get beeped at? It's like, but then I start to reach for coins, and she's like, no, money. I can't do the accent. It's like a Russian accent. She's like, me and my brother, Ukrainian refugee, he sleep under train track. Or like she started saying shit. And like I don't know if that was true, but R.I.P. I was ready to fucking give her money. Like I feel whatever. Like that's terrible. So she's like money card, and I'm like, I'm not gonna give you my debit card. Like I feel bad for you, but I also need to serve. You can't have my bank account. And I'm like, I don't have anything but cash. Everything's on. I just have a credit, a debit card. That's it. And she goes like, and I'm like.
She's spitting on you,
and I'm like, I'm still reaching. I'm getting a handful of fucking coins, and I go to give it to her, and she pulls back, and she's like, I can't believe you would. And I'm like, okay, and I just drove off, and I was like, I just got metaphorically spit on for trying to give a homeless person money.
Yeah. Fuck that person.
Which I want to say that is not. I am not inviting you fucking freaks and pests out there who hate homeless people to be like, yeah, that's why you shouldn't give them money. They don't have. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Kill yourself. That is not what I'm saying. Right. But it was. I was dumbfounded. It was like she actively denied it and insulted me.
Yeah, I was like tried to spit on you.
It's fucking insane.
There are definitely homeless people out there that are not, like some people are they got like a couple screws loose, right? So like it's not like they necessarily mean bad by it, It's just like they don't know what they're doing. Like because like I've given money to homeless people who've been like super stoked on it and like very thankful, and I've bought pizza for like a homeless guy who straight up hit me with like, fuck you, I don't like pepperoni. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the two scales of like homeless people you deal with. And then you got other homeless people who straight up have fucking square readers and an iPad willing to take any form of payment.
Like literally beggars, literal beggars can't be choosers. Like literally where that fucking saying comes from. It's like
like it's that time of year where like I'm hemorrhaging money because every fucking I have to stop at 4 lights like that to get to the gym, and every one of them has its own homeless person, which it's like it's so sad, and I have no problem giving them. They're in way more dire straits than I, but like fucking, it's like every time I have to like. I just have to wait for them to shuffle to my car and it's always awkward. It never gets any better. And then just hand them coins that have grease and hair and skin flakes all over them because they've been in my car for 2 years. And it's like, and then they drop it and they go to reach down and I have to start driving and it's like, oh, I hope I don't step on his head with my tires. It's always fucking. Man, it's summertime, baby.
It's like in Mario Party when you land on like a Bowser space.
You're just running in Bowser spaces over and over.
You just land on a red spot. Oh, fuck.
There was an ATM on Cuba Street in Wellington that like I'd hate to go to. I just never went to that ATM.
Grab the
because there was this not homeless, but just a guy who hangs out on the street, I guess you'd say. Yeah, like he doesn't. His clothes aren't like destitute. or whatever. Like he's just wearing simple clothing.
You don't look dirty enough. You can't have money.
Kind of sexy.
He doesn't look like he who sleeps in the street as well.
I know
like
what you mean.
and I never, you'd go there at night and he would be gone. So it's like, you obviously have somewhere to go. But if you tried to get money out, he'd like come up to you and be like, "Can you get me some out too?" And not like at an ATM, the only denominations you can get out are like 10s or 20s. So it's like, at minimum, this dude wants $10 from me while accosting me while I'm putting my pen and shit in, and it's like. No, I'm putting my pen.
That's
go
so
away.
fucked.
There was an ATM like that in my hometown in New Jersey. I would avoid it at all costs. I remember I had to go once because I was at a sushi place and didn't have money. I was like, bro, so I had to go. And it was like one of those ATMs that's just built into the wall of like a shopping center.
Yeah,
like it's not even in a
the
bank.
same one. Yeah.
And there was like a couple of guys chilling there, and like. I guess that's like a entrepreneurial spirit of a homeless person, like I'm gonna walk 2 miles today to sit by the ATM, and I know they don't mean harm by it or anything, but it's like if you start walking up to me while I'm getting money out of an ATM, I'm scrapping.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
if you come within 5 feet of me,
mugging.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna get fucking stabbed in the ribs because I wanted to be too nice to someone who wanted like money.
Right.
Like wait over there and I'll give you a couple bucks or something, but like don't start walking toward me while I'm at a fucking freaky ATM, please.
Like a weirdly vulnerable position to be in, because it's your entire bank account is kind of exposed and your back is turned to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's just like the worst position you can
And they
be
know
in.
money's about to be delivered out of the wall. Like if they just punch you in the back of the head, that money's theirs.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
They don't have to do much.
I was only a student, so the most I'd get out is probably like $20 for some reason.
Right.
But you can imagine like some dude rocks up, gets out like $200 or something because he's on holiday or whatever the fuck. And it's like, and then some dude comes up and asks you for money. You'd be like, I was said that as well before. Someone asks for money and I've been like, oh, sorry, I don't have cash, because I genuinely never have cash on me. I just fucking tap, pay wave everything. So I never have cash on me. I've been hey, sorry, man, I don't have any cash on me. And he's like, there's an ATM right there, and I'm like, well,
just run away.
I'm good. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but again, the minimum I can get out on this thing's like $20. Yeah. I don't like you that much.
Yeah, it's just such a it's a situation where it's like I can't be mad at you for trying because like you're
exactly
like it doesn't get much worse. But like $20 to me is eating for a couple of days, bro. I'm not rich. Come on.
Well, it's also just like, exactly. We're not rich, but it's like it shouldn't be on us to do that. Like the government and like we should have a better system than this. Yeah. Like the system fucked these people over, and now it's like up to random people in the street.
Yeah, and if you don't have the same tolerance as us, like that fosters a lot of hatred towards homeless people. Like
exactly, yeah.
Some fucking stupid jacked up dipshit that watches Ben Shapiro sees that and like beats the shit out of them if they like talk to them the wrong way because they're like worthless in their eyes, I totally agree. It's such a. I only brought it up because it was funny, but that should be hurting.
Again, there's been plenty of
in all directions.
People have asked for money have been very nice and everything, and again they're in a very difficult situation, and it's just funny when you get a couple people like that who are like, Could I get more?
Doplex broke.
Man, I was fucking 2 nights ago. There was people literally.
Fucking 2 nights ago.
I was fucking 2 nights ago. I told you my bed
broke his bed.
But also,
did you rebuild your bed yet?
Oh yeah, so fucking I went to IKEA yesterday. I missed out playing games with the boys to go to IKEA because you lie down the bed and it's like, and you're like, cool, this is gonna be good to sleep on. We go there to get these like specific pegs that kind of angle that you use to join the shit together. We went there a while ago and Emily asked for some but didn't get enough. And so then I was like, well, let's just go and ask for like 30 of the fucking things. So we just have an excess. And we go there and they're like, oh, we're completely sold out of those. So we went all the way there for nothing, essentially. We bought some. You don't go to IKEA and not buy shit. So we did get some stuff, but it was like the whole reason we went there was to fix the bed. So now we just have a creaky bed and I don't know what to do about it.
I need you guys to take me to IKEA for my first time. I've never been to an IKEA.
IKEA is awesome, dude.
I love IKEA.
Because like some of the furniture ends up being sometimes you find incredible deals on furniture, and then sometimes like a little shitty couch is like listed for $5,000, and it's like, bro, why would I buy a couch for $5,000? But then always you just walk through the whole store and like you said, like you didn't even need anything because they didn't have the thing, but you'll find like a fucking extension cord for $1. You'll find a bath mat for $4.99. That's like nice. You'll find like a fucking throw rug to put outside your door for like $3. Like they just put or like a bunch of dude, I bought like fucking like kitchen storage things like to put food in like after you cooked it and you don't want it, you know, you have whatever the fuck, dude. Fucking Tupperware. They're like a whole set of Tupperware for $5 and it's like good. Like I've had it for like a year and it's still good. Like
it's
exactly. Fucking crazy.
We bought a full new set of like ceramic like plates and shit because the ones we had, we just bought like really generic white boring ones when we came here and they're fine, but like they're all fucking scratched up and scuffed and some of them are chipped just from like using them for 3 years. So we went and like bought like nice ones. There's like some nice grey ones with like a bit of not a pattern, but like there's like a textural element to them. We got some nice like tan ones and like some, you know, like we just got like different colored plates now to make the food pop more.
It's kind of funny how IKEA sucks for furniture, but it's like pretty awesome for everything else.
Like the homewares is pretty solid.
Yeah, but like couches and beds from
they
IKEA,
have the worst, literally the worst art I've ever seen. Like if you're buying, like the frames are good. Like, you know, if you're just buying frames, obviously, but like the art, the wall art they have is like fucking Etsy store.
I really like the wall art.
Yeah,
I'm assuming we have different wall art.
I'm assuming we've got different wall art because the stuff here is like atrocious. It's like,
well, last time I was there, they were selling a picture of a buffalo that was straight up like probably 8 feet by 6 feet.
It was a canvas.
It was crazy, dude. I wanted to buy it, so it was like $200 for something that you could take a whole wall up with it. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
That's pretty sick.
I like that. The stuff here is just like, it's very like Tumblr, not Tumblr, like I'm trying to think of it, like very Etsy store, but like someone who has like live, laugh, love.
It's just like really corporate.
A lot of the ones near
like
me
really
are like nice photography. It's not even art. Like they have some art, but it's like really good photography.
Photography is like that's probably the best stuff they have at the one here. They do have a couple nice like photography, but a lot of it's like it's a deer head, and then we put some lines over the top of it. It's like, okay.
See the ones I've seen where it's like two bears, and like one that says like his, and the other one says hers, or like very like live, laugh, love.
It's very live, laugh, love.
Like that kind of stuff. But I know what you're talking about just because I have seen some like. Yeah, like some big pieces that are like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I bought a picture of for like it was like $40 for that with a frame. It's like 3 feet by 2 feet. It's just like a really nice picture of the Queens Bridge and like the New York skyline. I was like, bro, that's it.
Oh hell yeah!
You know where it has really good art, or at least 2 times I've noticed, Goodwill. You can get like really nice art that I guess people just threw away or something or donated. Like art pieces you'd pay hundreds. Some of the stuff I saw in there, because my parents are really big into art and stuff, so like I kind of can gauge like just the prices of the frames. They're $100 frames, and they're selling a frame like that frame with really nice art in it for, you know, like a little sticker that says $5 on it.
Yeah.
So if you ever want really nice art, and obviously it's not like gamer art, it's like really nice art.
And really nice T-shirts of dead people that you could frame.
Oh yeah,
R.I.P. Tyrone.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Another throwback. This has been a lot of throwbacks this episode.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Goodwill. Like there's this channel I watch. You guys probably heard of him. It's LGR, Lazy Game Review.
Pedophile Game.
Great.
Courtney,
greatest fucking channel on YouTube. I highly recommend if you guys want something to just chill out to. LGR, great fucking channel. He's like this dude who he has a series where he goes to Goodwill and he does like he has like this little fucking like pedophile glasses with like a little camera on it. So he can like just like while he's shopping at Goodwill, he like records the whole thing. I don't. It's fucking epic. I love Goodwill.
Glasses on.
Oh, actually, dude, I have a clip of that.
Yeah, that's him shopping for Doom on PC.
He finds a good deal.
All right, I will read the submission from Panflute. I don't have the thing from. Yeah, I was gonna say someone else do. We have a Cum Ranch update.
A wise man named Jax Films once said, here's a clip.
Hey boys, so a couple of years ago, I had a roommate that was near borderline hoarder. I would try to get him to clean his shit up, but it always ended with me doing it. One day, I was vibing at home alone and noticed a cup of his favorite ranch sitting on our coffee table. I knew he was going to use it again, being the degenerate he is, so I took it into our bathroom and busted the fattest of nuts into this ranch. A couple hours go by, and I come out of my room to see him pouring this ranch all over a slice of pizza.
All right, so now that you have the context, let me read from our friend whose name I won't say. Many months ago, I used my old-ass Reddit account to tell the terrible story of busting a fat nut in my roommate's ranch. Since then, I have stopped talking to him and moved out of there due to him trying to steal and sell my PS4.
It's doplex.
Imagine what he would do if he knew about the ranch. He'd steal your Xbox too or some shit.
Steal his life.
But, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I am still in contact with his mother. Legend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Legend.
He's coming in his mom, too.
Bro, Joe.
Her name was Ranch.
That'd be the craziest twist ever. He waits months to tell us that his mom's name is Ranch.
Yeah. Yo, that'd be epic.
Yo, that'd be
keep reading. Maybe it is.
Hey, maybe he goes there. Let's see.
Yeah.
But I am still in contact with his mother, and the other night I got a text that the cum guy himself was in jail because he shot at his neighbor. Intrigued, I call her and got the full story. It turns out that his neighbor had chickens in the middle of the suburbs, and he had tried to poison them. Then he tried to kill them with a hatchet, and finally, fed up with that, just went straight to the source and fucking shot at his neighbor when he saw them in their window.
Fuck.
The neighbor called the cops, and he barricaded himself inside for 2 hours and finally gave himself up and is now in jail for armed assault.
Holy
Jesus Christ.
Dude's mad guilty, so cum guy is going to be gone for a long while.
Please go to the police station and like one of the old movies where someone tells someone behind that glass thing, be like, I cummed in your ranch, and then leave them. That would be so... He's like,
I was going to say, like, I don't
taking
think
him away.
the guy telling the story isn't really in a position to judge this guy poisoning the chickens when this dude literally poisoned his ranch.
Hey.
That is true.
Hey, he just gave him some extra protein.
He can't be, and he couldn't have been as loud as chickens. Dude, that guy's gonna his name is Cum Guy is gonna get a whole new meaning in prison. Yeah, am I right?
He's gonna be eating cum willingly.
Am I right?
He's like, wait, this tastes like my ranch. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
He has like a
gets out and
so
kills
Raven.
that guy. Yeah. What if BeefBoys is like required viewing at like the fucking state penitentiary and he hears that song and he's like, wait a second.
This will get them on the straight and narrow.
Sees that, he fucking snaps. He rips out the jugular of a fucking prison guard.
Yo, we should definitely do a live show at a prison.
Like,
let's go.
Like Elvis.
Just one stop on like a tour if
Johnny
we ever
Cash.
did one. Just a fucking exactly like old country like musicians and shit.
Yeah.
At a prison and at like fucking some like military
preschool
camp in the middle of like
in Afghanistan like fucking the WWE used to do.
Yeah, exactly.
we all have walkouts and shit. That'd be epic.
And a high school. A high school a high school assembly.
Oh, yeah,
that would actually be awesome. And also a prison that only houses pedophiles.
Yeah. we couldn't make
just a roast session. Just a non-stop roast. They bring us in. We say we're like, you know, the sort of people who help like rehabilitate sex offenders, and we just fucking rip them out for 2 hours straight till we get kicked out.
So is this where Jared Fogle is being
Are you guys like Subway too? Is that like a consistent between you guys?
Yes, we do. They built a subway in that.
He's our hero.
If you don't, now I can't make that one.
Get out. Go.
Can't say that.
I just got it. That'd be the best ending ever, but also fuck. You get clipped so hard, your whole life would be over. All right, Andrew, give us the submission.
This comes from our patron, Pan Flute Skeleton. I might have commented this on a previous video, but I wanted to tell the full story. This is about a friend of mine.
Okay.
Let's call her Hannah. She was a year older than me and had suffered a series of unfortunate relationships with men. It was bad. Like one guy dictating what kind of underwear she was allowed to wear. Bad. Long story short, Hannah realized she was at the wrong party the whole time. Met the woman of her... Oh, that's a twist. Hell yeah. Met the woman of her dreams in grad school and got engaged.
Oh, that kind of party. Sweet.
Yeah, Andrew completely missed the foreshadowing and a word before the twist.
I thought she just meant like I realized she was in a bad relationship. I didn't know he meant like the heterosexual party.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
My partner and I got invited to their wedding the summer of 2018. We didn't live that far from the venue and had family who lived nearby. Easy trip and free place to crash. So we drive up late morning the day of the wedding. The ceremony was to start at 4 p.m. Halfway up, we stop at a gas station, and I get a phone call from Hannah's sister, the maid of honor. She asked where I was and how much longer it would take to get to the Airbnb the bridal parties were getting ready at. And then she dropped this bomb. We need you to get the ring. Now, I thought the ring was at their apartment or somewhere else. Nope. This bitch told me to go buy a silver wedding band because Hannah didn't have one. The story was that she bought it online and it never arrived. I'm pretty sure it was never ordered. So we had to pull off the highway, go to the nearest Walmart, and buy a wedding band a few hours before the wedding. By the way, not as cheap as you think. It was about $50.
Weren't you just like somewhat friends in college, or did I miss something? Why would they entrust you with and also put the pressure on you to buy their wedding ring?
I'm guessing everyone else was already at the Airbnb getting ready when they realized like, oh shit, we don't have a ring. Okay, the one person who's still driving, let's get them to get it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no further context than a friend from college, so we're led to believe this is just like a friend. I don't know how deep their friendship goes.
$50 fucking Walmart wedding band.
Pick me up some cheese puffs.
It's 2 p.m. by the time we get to the Airbnb. We quickly find out why no one in the bridal party could get the ring themselves. Everyone was absolutely hammered. No one was okay enough to drive, let alone work a curling iron. I gave the ring to Hannah's sister, and we got out of there as quick as we could. Never got my money back from saving the ceremony, and most infuriatingly, never got a thank you from anyone.
Bruh!
What the fuck?
That's very irresponsible on everyone's part. You shouldn't have been blackout drunk before your friend's wedding. That's like what you do at the reception.
Yeah, that whole story was like uncanny valley. That was like very strange.
Yeah.
That's a very weird story. I wouldn't.
That sounds like you were the main character. That sounds like you were a main character in an episode of like a sitcom, like fucking everybody
like some Larry David shit.
It just feels like a side quest.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
go get the ring.
Do people get hammered before their wedding? Is that a thing?
I guess.
Apparently,
I thought you do that after.
They do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think that depends on who you are. You know,
it's
that's
a good point.
Hey, you ain't black unless you're getting hammered before your wedding.